following is a production of Learfield Sports.
It's senior day at the Cyclone Sports Complex as Iowa State's softball team ends its Big 12 season by playing host to Baylor in the third of 3 conference games here in Ames. I'm Tom Crochelle along with Sarah Ramunt. We're going to be bringing you all the action of today's game. First, though, let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday's contest. Nice play here. Hartman to Spendlove to Rice. Catches a Lady Bear in a steal attempt. Liana Henry comes up big yesterday with this drive to right center, drives in 2 runs, and Cyclones had an advantage there of 2-1. How about this play by shortstop Lexi Slater? Ends the top of the 4th inning. Then in the bottom of that inning, Sarah Rice drives this one to left center. It's gone. 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Then 2 Baylor errors allow another run to score. This is the second of those 2 miscues, but a run comes in, and Iowa State scored on that play. Well, we will be back here shortly. It is Iowa State and Baylor. It's senior day at the Cyclone Sports Complex. So we've finished the national anthem here. We actually played 2 national anthems this morning on this senior day as to honor Sarah Harlock, who's from Spruce Grove, Alberta. The Canadian national anthem was played. I'm Tom Crochelle, and with Sarah Ramunt, we're going to be bringing you the action of this third of 3 games. And Sarah, we got a couple after today's last Big 12 home game. Iowa State goes on to where?
We played Drake here on Tuesday, and then the Cyclones will travel to Lawrence, Kansas to take on the Jayhawks. Another 3-game stand Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, Iowa State's bats have been doing a good job for Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler, ISU's head coach, and they're going to need to bring him today because we're back to seeing Whitney Canyon, who's probably and for surely statistically the best pitcher in the Big 12 Conference.
Exactly. The Cyclones had double-digit hits yesterday. They recorded a bunch of hits the other day. It's just going to have to keep continuing to have strong bats against a strong pitcher.
Well, it's cool. Let's take a look at the lineups here. Caitlin Tuman will lead off for Baylor. Ari Hawkins, Holly Hull, Clara Hosack will bat cleanup, the catcher. Lindsay Hayes, Jordan Strickland, Sarah Smith, Liz Paul, and Justine Young will be, that is the order for Baylor. Now taking a look at the ISU defense, you're going to have Henry, Gomez, Harlock in left, center, and right, Rice, Slater, Davis, and Spendlove, the infield third to first, and then the battery today of Katie Johnson, who will get the start, and in behind the plate will be Rachel Hartman, the catcher, who's had such a great freshman season. You could say the greatest freshman season in Iowa State history. So looks like we're ready, and Tuman's going to step in here for Baylor.
And the Baylor Lady Bears. Caitlin Tuman, number 7, right fielder for the Lady Bears. First up at bat.
Here's Tuman.
Tuman's hitting .418 on the season. It seems like every game I look at her stats, they keep improving. So definitely a big hitter for the Baylor Bears.
Well, she's 4 for 8 in the series.
Not too bad.
And that is outside. She's got a home run. She's driven in 3 runs and scored 3 times. Also has a couple walks. So obviously a big part of the Baylor attack, just her goal of getting on base. And she's been doing it all season against all Big 12 teams. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Wind today actually seems to be blowing in just a little bit from left to right.
Not as bad as when I was here on Friday when it was just swirling everywhere. So
yeah.
Definitely advantage to the outfielders this game.
That's a strike on the inside corner, 2-1.
On those first 2 pitches, it looks like she's trying to paint the outside corner. Those definitely had some curve, so Justin tried to work the other side of the plate.
Well, Tuman's on base percentage, .517, so exceptionally well. That one gets away, ball 3. Caitlin Tuman, the right fielder. That one's high, and Tuman is on. And we're going to see Ari Hawkins step in now for Baylor. 2 for 5 in the series. She scored 3 runs, and she has drawn 3 walks.
Definitely a smart batter. That's going to be a big test for Johnson to see if she can take advantage of this at bat. Shows bunt there right away, ball 1.
We had senior day ceremonies earlier today. 5 seniors were introduced with their parents. It's always a bittersweet moment for everyone. That one is inside and tapped foul.
Yep.
It's 1-1.
That looked like it was kind of down on close to her hands, kind of jammed her a little bit, but she turned on it pretty nicely.
Tuman on first, nobody out. We're in the top of the first.
1-1. Let's see if she bunts here. She still has the opportunity with the runner on first. Always a good time.
That one is fouled off. It's going to be 1-2. Hawkins batting .374 this season. 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. She leads the Bears with 19 stolen bases in 22 attempts this season. That's a ball, very close. 2-2.
Looked a little low there. But good placement by Johnson on a 1-2. Not going to give her anything too good and keep making her think that it might be a strike and go down swinging.
She swung on that one, but she tapped it.
Looks like it might have gone out for shin.
Still 2-2. We got Sally Keller behind the plate today, doing the umpiring duties. Three and 2.
Crowd definitely liked that one as a strike.
I almost thought it was going to hit her bat, actually.
It had a little bit of late curve on it, definitely last 6 inches before the plate.
That one's fouled off. It stays 3-2. Johnson 17 and 16 on the year. Her ERA 4.42. This is her 35th start for the Cyclones this season. Wrapped foul, 3-2. Caitlin Tuman, the runner on first. She can move it pretty good, like a lot of leadoff hitters, and she has 13 stolen bases.
Yeah, your first two batters in your lineup are usually your speediest, and definitely evident with these two.
And she coaxed a walk out of that at bat, Ari Hawkins did. So now Holly Hull, the first baseman, will come to bat here for Baylor. 3 for 7 in the series. She has 2 home runs against the Cyclones. She's driven in 8 runs, scored 3 times herself.
She's got a good slugging percentage too. Again, solid third batter in the Baylor lineup, especially with runners on first and second. Big opportunity for her.
Ball 1. Fouls that one off. That was in on her hands.
Yep. Both these pitches have been inside, so that's something pitching staff must have seen on the scouting report when it comes to her.
Well, by now, certainly, each team pretty much knows what the other has.
Right. The more a pitcher faces a batter, it's always harder to strike them out. They know what is in your repertoire, and they know what you like to throw, and so it's always tougher in these last games.
That one's outside, 2-1. Hawkins batting .374. She stands on first base. Tooman is on second. Hull's hitting .288. 7 homers, 33 runs batted in. And she drives that ball, and it is going to go to the wall in right field.
Looks like they hold Tooman at third, so bases will be loaded for Hosack.
And she drives that ball, and it is going to go to the wall in right field. Head, but a good throw, played well, and all she got out of that was a base hit. But now the bags are loaded. This is Claire Hosack. Ball 1. Hartman goes out to talk to Katie Johnson.
Just a little short conference, probably just saying, got to deal with these runners since we do have no outs and the bases are loaded. Probably stick around and have a short conference with Johnson, talk about the strike zone, maybe what she needs to do to send this batter down and get a few outs.
Well, Holly Hull, 3 for 7 in the series. 2 home runs.
Both the Cyclones and the Bears are having a good batting series against each other here, definitely all improving their stats for the season.
That one is popped up. Sarah Rice has it, and that's one gone. Stepping in now will be the DH, Lindsay Hayes.
That was a nice job on Johnson with that pitch. That high inside, kind of a little bit of a rise, you definitely want to do that to your batters, jam them up, and make them pop it up in the infield.
Hayes 3 for 7 in the series with a home run. And she drives that one kind of off her hands, and it is fortunately foul.
Oh boy, that was a close one. That was foul. Another high inside. That's the issue, though, with those high inside. If you get it a little too high, it's right where batters like it, and they can take it pretty far.
Well, she can drive it. She's got 11 home runs, and she's hitting .345. That one to the opposite field and deep, and it's off the wall. Liana Henry with the throw to the plate. Cut off, but that brings in.
Tooman and Hawkins scored on that one.
Well, wait a minute here. Oh, they were wondering if Ari Hawkins had in fact touched the plate, so they went and tagged her, and the referee, or excuse me, the umpire confirmed that she had in fact touched the plate. So Baylor is off to a 2-0 lead here. We've got 1 out. We're in the top of the first. That's a strike, 0-1. This is Jordan Strickland, the shortstop for the Bears. 3 for 8 in the series, has a home run.
Shows those 11 on the season.
That's fouled off. It's a pitcher's count, 0-2.
Definitely good of Johnson to get right on top, kind of come back from those 2 walks. Those 2 walks she had that started off the inning already scored, so that's a good reason to say you don't like walks.
That one is a ball, 1-2. Holly Hull is on second base for Baylor. Lindsay Hayes on first. 1 out. Up and in. 2-2. That one is hit to the opposite field and foul. Strickland, 11 homers, 39 runs batted in this season.
Two and two count to her with only 1 out, runners on first and second.
That's inside, and we've gone to a full count here. 3-2. Tried to go with that pitch and fouled it off. 3-2.
Definitely took what Johnson gave her and sent it over that right field fence.
Well, here's hoping that she gives us a ground ball. That one is over the head of Hartman. The runners will advance. It's also ball 4. So it's kind of a moot point, but now the bases are loaded again. And coming to the plate is Sarah Smith. The third baseman comes in hitting .318, 5 homers, 24 ribbies. That one's in there for a strike.
Johnson's been starting off all these Baylor batters with a strike. Definitely a good way to attack at these hitters.
Swung and missed. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Up and in, 2-2. Johnson 17 and 16 this season, her freshman season. Outside. We've got a full count. She swings, hits it off the bat, and it's going to drop in short center field. 1 run will score. It's 3-0 Baylor.
That little blooper seemed a little jammed up, but she was able to make something off of it. That's always the worst when it's not a hard hit, but it just falls perfectly on the field so that no one can get to it efficiently. We'll look at it here again. Yep, drops right inside that triangle, that Bermuda Triangle of shortstop and left and center field.
This is Liz Paul, the left fielder. She pops it up, but it's going to be out of play, 0-1. In contrast to the rest of her teammates, Paul has had limited playing time this year. This is only her 7th start of the season and her 11th game for a team that is 40-12 this season.
Baylor's had a pretty consistent lineup, it's looked like, throughout the season, so good for the unit.
That's fouled off. Well, you go down. Starts 52, 50, 52, 49, 45, 51, 52.
That consistency definitely helps. Just knowledge of the lineup, so you know who's ahead of you, who's behind you, just running on the base paths and then on the field. so you know who's playing next to you.
She got her on the inside corner looking. Down goes Liz Paul.
That's out number 2 of the inning. Bases are still loaded, though. Here's a look at that pitch again. Johnson was able to get up 0-2 again on this Baylor batter and sent her down looking. Oh, nice curve.
This is Justine Young. 1-0. Young, 276 hitter out of center field. No homers, 4 runs batted in. Two and 0. 2 out here, top of the first. Baylor 3, Iowa State nothing. Bases are loaded. That one is hit right to short, the throw to first, and that will retire the side. Baylor comes up with 3 runs on 3 hits. We've played 1 half inning. We'll be back in just a moment with the lineups and batting order of the Iowa State Cyclones. Baylor 3, Iowa State coming to bat. All right, welcome back to the Cyclone Sports Complex. Baylor, 3 runs in the top of the first. Iowa State coming to bat, and let's take a look at the Cyclone batting order here. Brittany Gomez leading off, hitting .392, still flirting with the 400 mark. Sarah Harlock will bat second. Lexi Slater, the shortstop, will bat third. Rachel Hartman will bat cleanup. Allie Kappert, Jordan Spendlove, Sarah Davison, and Sarah Rice, who's being honored as one of those 5 freshmen today at Senior Day. She had a home run yesterday. She will be followed by Liana Henry. Now the Baylor defense: Paul, Young, Tooman in left, center, and right. Smith, Strickland, Hawkins, Hall, the infield third to first. Stearns, the pitcher, and Hosack is catching for the Lady Bears. That one is tapped by Gomez, and there is not going to be a play on the ball.
Nice job, Slappers. Slappers' job is to get it in that gap, make the infield make the play, and they were not able to. She's so speedy that there wasn't even time for a throw. You see here, she attacks on the first pitch, big bounce, wasn't able to snag it and get it in her glove in time to make the throw.
Well, that brings in Sarah Harlock, another senior being honored today. That one is hit to short and slightly misplayed there by Strickland. So now Iowa State has some good scoring opportunities in their half of this first inning. First and second, nobody out. Here is the shortstop. Slater steps in, hitting .355, 8 homers, 34 runs batted in.
Look at that again. That's exactly what you want from a slapper. Put the ball in play, bounce it around, and get on base. Now we have 2 speedy people on base, which is always helpful for your third and fourth batter.
Whitney Canyon, the pitcher. That one is fouled off. Canyon, Big 12 leader at 24 wins, 9 losses, 1.44 ERA. Ball 2. 2-1. That one's high. 3-1 here. Hitter's pitch. Slater 1 for 8 in the series. Fouls that one off. While Baylor's pitcher, Whitney Canyon, her statistics very impressive. 180 innings pitched, 235 strikeouts in those 180 innings. That's outside. And now Iowa State has the bases loaded. Cyclone batters made Whitney Canyon look quite mortal, though, in the first game of the series that we did. Put up 5 runs in 1 inning on her, made her look very uncomfortable.
Cyclones have been doing a nice job of hitting a Baylor pitching squad that's very dominant. They have the best ERA in the Big 12, and the Cyclones are showing off their best batting average in the Big 12 by having great bats and getting hits in every game.
Well, here's Rachel Hartman. Went around on the off-speed pitch, 0-1. Hartman comes in, hitting .394, the top average on the Cyclone team. That one's outside. The attempt on the throw down to second base, not in time.
Pretty big lead off there at second base for Harluck, but Baylor wasn't going to make too big of a move because they didn't want Gomez to go for home.
That was up and in, but she went around 1-2.
That was a bit of a deceptive rise there for Hartman.
Canyon has 17 complete games in her 28 starts. Hits that one. Will it drop? No. The catch is made out in right field by Tooman. However, Gomez will score. But out at second base. The play is made.
Yep, Gomez tagged up on that ball and was able to make it home safe. They weren't able to get Harluck as she went to third, but they did get Slater on her attempt to go for second. We're going to look at the replay. It was a great hit, unfortunately right to right field, directly at her, so nothing the Cyclones could do about that.
Well, 1 run is in.
And that's 1 strike to Kappert with 2 outs.
Kappert hitting .359. 10 home runs to lead the Cyclones, 41 runs batted in. 0-2. 2 out. Ball 1. Iowa State Cyclone softball field, 200 to left and right, 220 deep in center. She went around, strike 3, and that will retire the side. So Iowa State gets 1 run on 2 hits in the bottom of the first. We've played 1 inning. Baylor 3, Iowa State 1. Back at the Cyclone Sports Complex, we've played 1 inning. Baylor leads Iowa State 3-1. The weather forecast was a little iffy, but it's actually turned out to be a pretty nice spring day here in Ames.
Yeah, there's enough cloud cover where the sun isn't too big of an issue for any of the fielders, but it's still bright enough where you're not really going to have to worry about anything. And the wind is switching directions pretty constantly. It started off blowing in, and now it's blowing from left to right field. So definitely something for both the outfielders and the infielders to keep in mind.
All right, top of the order, Caitlin Tooman steps in against Katie Johnson. That's in there, 0-1.
Tooman walked in her first at bat of this game, so definitely took Johnson, made her work, and gave her some good pitches. We'll see what she can do this time.
That one is hit into left field, and it is caught. Leanna Henry making the play, 1 gone.
It was a nice hit by Tooman, but unfortunately for her, it was right at the left fielder. And look, we can have a look at it again. She got a nice read on it. Blew a little bit in the opposite direction that she was thinking, but she was able to snag that in. Nice job by Henry.
All right, this is Ari Hawkins. Ball 1. Thought about bunting there, but it's ball 2.
Trying a little small ball to catch the corners off guard.
Baylor is ranked 17th nationally as a team. That one is driven into the gap. Henry gives chase, and what a great catch by Leanna Henry. Put that on the highlight reel for 2014.
That was a beautiful catch. Classic, just perfect drop step. She had to dive a little bit onto the warning track you'll see here at the end. Hard hit, out to left field. Fell perfectly into her glove. Nice read, nice angle by Henry out there. She's been doing nice work in this top of the second. She's recorded both the outs so far. First pitch of ball to first baseman Holly Hull. She had a single in her last at bat.
She's hitting 288 coming into today. She's 4 for 8 in the series. Inside. 2-0. Hull from Katy, Texas. Baylor first baseman. Hey, 3-0. We've got 2 outs here. Thanks to Leanna Henry.
Yeah.
2 outs. That is ball 4. So heading to first base is Hawkins, or excuse me, Holly Hull.
It's Johnson's 4th walk of this game. Not the best start statistically wise for Johnson when it comes to these Baylor batters.
Here's Claire Hosack. One and 0.
In her first at bat, Hosack got jammed up a bit, had a high flyer to Rice over at third base.
That one's high. 2-0. In there, it's 2-1.
Johnson went inside, tried outside to get a strike on Hosack here. Nice work. She's up. She's actually down 2-1. But there are 2 outs for the Cyclones.
Claire Hosack, the catcher. That one was up and in, and she drives it, pulls it foul. Got a full count now. Hosack came in hitting .311. That one is skimmed to third base. Rice has it. Throws to first, and that...
Wait, we got some umps saying foul ball.
Boy, that didn't look foul at all. It's going to go as a foul ball, it looks like.
Looks like Hosack's kind of aching a bit. Might have gone off of her leg. Yep, let's see this again. Oh,
yeah, it
foot.
did. Ouch.
Yep, definitely foul ball. So the at-bat continues. Hopefully that doesn't hurt too bad for her.
Count remains full.
Yep.
2 out.
Hit off that front foot. You can see her nursing it a little bit.
Baylor runner on first. That'll be ball 4. So now Baylor runners on first and second with 2 out. This is Lindsay Hayes. Comes in to today. She was hitting .345.
Lindsay Hayes now batting for the Lady Bears.
She has a home run in the series.
Hayes was left on base in the last inning. She was one of the Baylor Bears that got stranded.
That one fouled off. 0-1. Last Big 12 homestand of the season for the Cyclones. One and one. Two and one. Hartman keeping an eye on the Baylor runner. Holly Hull out on second base.
Gonna check and see if she went, and she did not.
So far, all appeals by both teams on those strikes have gone for naught. It's 3-1. That one is driven to left field. It's gone. Second home run of the season for Lindsay Hayes. That adds 3 runs on the board now in the second inning for Baylor as the Bears lead this one 6-1.
Here's a look at it again. That was just a little too high in the zone. You leave the ball, if Johnson leaves the ball right around the letters inside, that's an easy one for batters to take.
Well, Baylor has demonstrated in this series, and we're going to have a pitching change. This will be Paris Immels coming in to pitch now for the Cyclones. As the Lady Bears of Baylor, the number 17 team in the country, absolutely almost a sure lock to be in the NCAA postseason, now leads Iowa State 6-1. So here's Immels.
Those walks are really coming back to bite the Cyclones. So far, there's 4 hits on 6 runs. And there's also been, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. Always something my coach would always say, that walks are never good. So that's definitely showing here in the stat line for the Cyclones.
Well, she takes her warm-up throws while the Iowa State infield has a brief conversation. Same with the Cyclone outfielders out in center field gathered together. Baylor came in 40-12 overall, 11-4 in the Big 12. Iowa State 22-27, and that one Hawkeye tie, 2-12 in the Big 8. Big 12. Sorry. I actually was here when it was the Big 8.
You're dating yourself, Tom.
I know I am. I know I am. But it's true.
Cyclones have 2 outs as we see Strickland up to bat. The shortstop was one of those walks in the first inning.
Comes in hitting .268. Has 11 home runs, 39 batted in. Immels outside, ball 1. That's outside, 2-0. Iowa State used 5 pitchers on Friday, 4 yesterday.
Definitely utilizing the
inside, and that hit Strickland.
Looks like right off the thigh. Not the worst place to get hit. It just kind of cramps up your leg for a little bit. That's why you can see her limping around. It also had some speed on it, so never fun.
Well, we'll see here whether she is able just to walk it off.
Yep, we got a trainer out there. Here's a replay of it. Oh, actually kneecap.
Yeah, that hurts.
Ouch.
It looks like she's going to stay in the game.
We got the Baylor coach ready for a pinch runner if need be. He's talking to home plate ump. Yep. Looks like pinch.
Yes, we're going to have a pinch runner.
Here's that. Look at that again. Ooh, right on the kneecap.
27, Jill Reed, pinch running on first base.
So Jill Reed comes in to run and stands on first for Baylor, as coming to the plate with 2 outs here. This is Sarah Smith.
We'll see when the Baylor Bears are in the field if if Strickland will be good to return. She does have you have a substitution, two subs before you're out for the game, so she will be able to re-enter.
Yeah, which is something, for example, we saw yesterday with pitchers coming back in the game.
Yep. You always have 2 re-entries before you're stuck in the lineup.
That's outside. 2-0. Three and 0 now. Davison comes in for a couple words here with Paris Immels.
Immels has 2 outs with a runner on first.
That is ball 4. So now Baylor runners on first and second. And Liz Paul comes up for Baylor.
Left fielder Liz Paul at bat.
Strike 1.
Nice inside pitch by Immels there. Kept it low, had a nice curve in the last 6 inches before the plate. Always good pitch, first pitch.
That one is tap foul. It's going to be 0-2.
Immels doing a nice job getting a jump here on Paul.
That one is over the head of Hartman, so the runners will move up now with Lady Bears on second and third. One and 2.
Runners in scoring position.
Ball.
2 outs.
Paul shows bunt, but then swings away and taps it, and it's foul.
Oftentimes when batters get 2 strikes, it looks like they're showing bunt, but it's kind of a timing thing just to find where the zone is and get your hands ready for that pitch. You'll see a lot of batters do it when they have 2 strikes. Yep, she's showing it again. Get the timing down. Usually you'll start when the pitcher starts her motion.
That one is fouled off. These Baylor hitters have been staying alive in their at-bats and really working the Cyclone pitching staff.
Most definitely. They always have been taking them pretty high up in their pitch count, especially even when they start out with 2 strikes. The Baylor Bears are usually able to make something of their at-bat.
That one was where she could hit it, and it is driven deep, but it will be caught by Gomez in center field to retire the side. Nevertheless, Baylor comes up with 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Baylor 6 and Iowa State 1. All right, back here at the Cyclone Sports Complex on Senior Day. Sarah Davison, Sarah Harlock, Leanna Henry, Hallie Linzine, and Sarah Rice honored before the game. We will be showing you on Cyclones.tv that pregame senior ceremony at the completion of today's game after our interview with Iowa State head coach Stacy Gemeinhart Sessler. It's also Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you, Tom.
Yes, well, the first question was, who is Luke Skywalker's father?
If I'd been out there, I would have won that pizza with the answer of Darth Vader.
Yes, you would have.
Looks like we have a bit of a defensive change. In the previous inning, Strickland took a ball off the knee, and we were going to see if she was able to return to the field, but she did not. Ari Hawkins has moved over to short, and Jill Reed will be in at second base.
1-0. This is Jordan Spendlove, the Cyclone first baseman. 51st game, 51st start. She swings and hits it to second base. Reed picks it up and throws out Spendlove. Sarah Davison will be next, the second baseman. Davison came in hitting .285, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in.
Ball one looks like it was a little outside to Davison. This is her first at bat of the game.
And she hits a high pop-up, and that is caught by Reed for the second out of the inning.
Cyclones are putting Reed to work right away in her first inning in the field. She already had a ground ball to her for the 4-3 out and a fly ball.
This is Sarah Rice for Iowa State. She has a homer, hit one yesterday, as we saw right before the game. You saw the replay of that.
Ball one from Canyon, a little high to Rice.
That one is dropped into left field for a base hit. So Henry, who's having a good series for ISU, is on first base with 2 out.
Here's a look at that replay. She was able to take something a little bit off the handle and just bounce it in right in front of the left fielder, Paul.
Tap foul.
Cyclones are aggressive right away. You don't see them taking that first pitch. They see the first pitch as a strike, so they're going right after Canyon.
One and one. Fouled off.
That one came in a little higher than I think Henry thought it might. Definitely probably looked good a little bit further away from the plate, but she did a nice job hanging tight on that one, fouling it straight back.
Swung and missed. That retires the side. So we have played 2 innings here at the Cyclone Sports Complex. And after 2, it's Baylor 6 and Iowa State 1. There's Cy on what is really turned out to be a nice morning here. Final of 3 games between Baylor and Iowa State. The Lady Bears trying to sweep this series.
Some of the fans rocking the lightsabers here for Star Wars Day. Getting a look at one of our seniors out in left field. She had a couple of catches in the previous inning, so hopefully she can keep up the good work.
Justine Young here for Baylor. Ball 1. Young came in hitting .276. 1-1. And see that Young can also be a slapper.
Yep, right here at the bottom of the lineups. Good thing to start with another slapper before you get your other two speedsters at the top of your lineup. So they'll face 3 slappers right in a row for Immels.
Make it happen.
Tap that one. 2-2.
Put in play. Here we go. Come on, 8.
She swings, bouncing ball short. She's thrown out.
Nice hard.
Slater to Spendlove.
Yep, nice hard hit. Slater didn't really have to move, so that was to her advantage on that slap hit.
All right, we're back to the top of the order with Caitlin Tuman. As you said, she can also be a slap hitter. She takes the full swing there, bounces it back to Immels, who throws to Spendlove, and that is out number 2.
Yep, pretty versatile batter, able to stay in the box, not move her feet, and take a full chop at it, but fortunately for her, bounce right back to Immels.
Ari Hawkins steps in now. 2 out. Nobody on. That's in there. 0-1.
On defense for the Lady Bears.
That one is tapped over to third. Rice was able to make the throw from third. That retires the side. So we go to the to the bottom of the third inning. It is Baylor 6 and Iowa State 1. All right, back here at the Cyclone Sports Complex. It'll be the top of the order for Iowa State here in the bottom of the third. Brittany Gomez will step in first for the Cyclones.
Good time for the Cyclones to make up some runs here as they're down by 5.
Well, they're going to have to do it against an overpowering pitcher this season. Canyon 24-9, 1.44 ERA in her 180 1/3 innings coming into this game. She had only allowed 106 hits. She struck out in those 180 innings 235 batters. That's inside. 1-0. That one is popped up. Smith dropped the foul ball. Now we'll see if Gomez can make the Bears pay.
Smith just needed to take one more step and she would have had that in her glove. Let's see if Gomez can get another hit like she did her last at bat.
That's high, 2-1. Canyon is an interesting story, the Baylor pitcher. She has had several injuries, which has lengthened her career. That is a strike, 2-2. This is a 6th season for Whitney Canyon of Baylor. She's made the most of it.
Oh, most definitely.
And Gomez goes down swinging. Sarah Harlock will now step in for the Cyclones.
Gomez had a quick few words there with Harlock, hoping to give her fellow slapper a little bit of advice about what the strike zone's looking like, what Canyon's throwing. Hopefully that'll be to her advantage.
Ball 1. Canyon was the starter, as that one is tipped and caught by the shortstop Hawkins. Ari Hawkins over to make the play, and that is 2 out.
Nice job by Hawkins. Hawkins is in at shortstop for Jordan Strickland, who got hit in the kneecap at one of her at-bats. So nice job by her moving to the other side of the field to come across, call off Smith on that, and get the catch.
Well, here's number 9, Lexi Slater. Swung and missed. 0-1. Iowa State put up 5 in 1 inning against Canyon on Friday. That's a strike. 0-2.
Cyclones are going to need to have to do that here just to get things tied up.
Well outside. 1-2. That's fouled off.
Slater was able to get on base in her first at bat by drawing a walk. Let's see if she can battle back.
Took that one. Good eye. 2-2.
Yep, not really getting. Pitchers aren't really getting that low inside call like they typically like today.
Slater's 2 for 9 in the series. She drives that one, but foul.
Right into the Cyclone bullpen.
And it's an active bullpen right now.
Most definitely. We'll see how many pitchers we see this game.
Fouls that off.
Nice job staying alive. A little late on that, but good job keeping her at bat going by fouling that one off.
Slater's a junior out of Ramona, California. She swings, but a nice snare there by Hawkins at short. That will end the inning. All right, we've played 3 here at the Cyclone Sports Complex. It's Baylor 6, Iowa State 1. All right, you see the scoreboard there. The American flag flying. We actually had the Canadian flag out for the pregame ceremonies when Iowa State played the Canadian national anthem before the U.S. national anthem in honor of Sarah Harlock, senior, one of 5 seniors honored this morning because Harlock is from Spruce Grove, Alberta.
Iowa State has an impressive number of Canadians on all athletic teams.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
First up now for the Lady Bears, Claire Hosack on deck.
Iowa State's latest women's basketball commitment is from Ontario. Paris Immels, the Iowa State pitcher. It's 1-0.
Got Holly Hull up for the Baylor Bears, the first baseman. She's been able to reach base at both at bats.
Came in hitting .288.
She's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk.
Makes her 4 for 8 in the series. Inside. Outside. 3-1. Baylor 6 runs on 4 hits. Iowa State 1 run on 3 hits. Nobody out. Top of the 4th.
Let's hope the Cyclones can be as efficient as they were last inning, where they went 3 up, 3 down.
And that will not be, as going down to first base is Hull. And that brings up the catcher, Claire Hosack.
Catcher Claire Hosack now batting for the Lady Bears.
This will be the first time this part of the lineup has seen Hosack. Has seen Immels. Immels came in midway through the second inning.
And that hit her.
That hit Hartman as well.
Yes, it did. First and second now for Baylor. Nobody out. Stepping in is Lindsay Hayes.
Number 45, designated hitter Lindsay Hayes now batting.
Hayes had that big 3-run home run in the second inning. Their lone hit for the inning, but it scored 3 runs.
Thanks to Cyclone walks.
Yep.
One and 0. Sally Keller, the home plate umpire.
Walks has been the name of the game for Cyclone pitching staff this game.
That one is hit to short.
Tags the runner. Oh,
Slater, did she tag her?
that she went for the force, so insured and out, which was good. Snagged that lead runner over at third base, so that leaves runners on first and second as Hull returns to the Baylor dugout.
One gone here in the top of the fourth.
And it looks like we have another sub.
And now stepping up for the Lady Bears and back in the lineup.
Oh, it's actually Strickland's back. So that's good. Her last at bat, she took one off the kneecap and didn't play in the field, but now she's able to bat. So that's a good sign. And again, it's that substitution thing, so she still has one more time being subbed before she has to stay in the dugout.
Ball one. That one's inside. 2 and 0.
There was a gasp over here in the press box. Someone was afraid that she was going to get hit again.
That painted the corner. It's 2 and 1.
Nice pitch. Not one you want to swing at for your first strike as a Baylor batter, but good first strike for Immels.
That one is tipped off the bat. Immels will throw to first. Strickland is retired. There are 2 out. We got another Baylor change, it looks like, perhaps.
Yep, it was supposed to be Sarah Smith, but it appears to be
Robin Landreth. She played a little bit yesterday.
Okay. Smith will be able to re-enter if Baylor coaches decide to.
Robin Landreth now pinch hitting for the Lady Bears.
So we got a pinch hitter in for Smith.
Landreth is 1 for 2 in this series. Inside.
Did it
Is
hit her?
saying it hit her?
Yep, looks like home plate umpire is saying so, and we're going to have a quick conference. Baylor coach is going to have a quick conference with his batter.
So now the bases are loaded with 2 out. And the left fielder, Liz Paul, steps in for the Lady Bears.
Good work by the pinch hitter Landreth. If you're a pinch hitter, you got to get on base, and I guess it's any way you can. So bases loaded, 2 outs here at the top of the fourth.
Thought that one might have hit the corner. It's 1 and 0. That one is hit right back. A nice snare by Immels, the throw to first, and that retires the side. So Baylor comes up with a goose egg in terms of runs here in the top of the fourth. They lead Iowa State 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Really a beautiful spring day here in Ames. We're going to the bottom of the fourth inning here of this third of 3 games in this Big 12 set between number 17 Baylor and Iowa State. The Cyclones will be home on Tuesday for their final home game of the season, playing host to the Drake Bulldogs. That game will start at 4 o'clock. The forecast is good for Tuesday with 70 degrees, I think they're saying. And so it will be a good opportunity for people to come out. And if you weren't at senior day, you can bid farewell to our 5 seniors on Tuesday against Drake. Here's Hartman. She pops that up. Will it get out of play? Well, it wasn't out of play, but the catcher, Hosak, was not able to make the play.
Landreth stays in. She looks like she's over there at third, so she came into bat, got hit by a pitch for Smith, and she's going to stay at third.
Hartman out of Las Flores, California. Didn't get that one. 2-1. That one is fouled off in on her hands. 2-2. Hartman, without a doubt, having a phenomenal freshman season for Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler.
Yeah, making the jump from high school to D1 is always tough, and she's definitely adjusted quite nicely.
She hits that one in the gap, and it is caught.
Another
Tumen out there to make the catch. Kind of hung up there.
Yep. Tumen has retired Hartman both times. Hartman's had nice hits out to right field, but Tumen's been able to get underneath him and snag him.
Well, in the first 2 games of this series, Hartman was 5 for 7, so she was hurting the Bears, including the pitcher in the circle, Whitney Canyon. That's a strike. It's 0-1. Kappert played her high school ball at Ankeny High School, a school with pretty prolific softball tradition. She fouls that off.
I've had to play Kappert my whole career, and she was always a dominating force to play.
Well, Ankeny's had many great players. Among them, Connie Yori,
Yep.
who's the head women's basketball coach at Nebraska, but you can make an argument that either she or one of her teammates Carlin Hayes was also the daughter of Larry Hayes, who was a 3-time NCAA champ in wrestling for Iowa State, who was also a phenomenal softball player, also a standout in track and field, and also in basketball.
It's quite the impressive resume. That's your history lesson of the day from Tom Crochelle.
Okay, here's a bouncer. And a kind of a tough hop to play there by
Hawkins.
Yes, and she was unable to make the play.
Yep, Hawkins is back at second with Strickland back at short, so a lot of adjustments on the Baylor lineup.
Yeah, in college softball, you're going to see some things that if you're just used to watching Major League Baseball, there's some differences.
First of all, the time differences always moves a lot faster. Fun aspect of softball.
Now batting for your Cyclones, number 11, first baseman Jordan Spendlove.
Here's Spendlove. Strike 1. 1 out, 1 on. Fouled off. 0-2. That one's inside. 1-2. Spendlove, first baseman out of San Antonio. She got her bat on it, and it will drop fair. So that's a base hit for Jordan Spendlove. Runners on first and second with one out.
Nice job, just dropped right on the line, made it hard, kind of floated a little bit. And we're gonna look at the replay. She took that outside pitch pretty low. Nice job on that. Bounced right on that line.
All right, so now you've got Sarah Davison stepping in.
Second baseman, Sarah Davison.
That's outside, ball one.
Hosak's gonna jog out to the circle, have a quick chat with her pitcher. Last time Cyclones got runners on base, they were effective and were able to score a run. Let's hope they can do it in this inning.
Well, because they've been hitting so well this season, the Cyclones often have had runners on when the inning ended. But they've needed almost every one of those runs this season.
Right. Looks like we got another episode of musical chairs happening here for the Baylor lineup.
Yeah, that's Lindsay Cargill going out to center.
Paul coming in from left, I believe. I think Young moved over. Yep. So that's Cargill in center. You see there.
For the Lady Bears, Young to left field, Cargill in to center field.
I'm guessing they're going to want Paul to start warming up pitching. We saw her last time on Friday come in for Canyon.
Fouled off. 1-1. First and second, one out, bottom of the fourth. Baylor 6, Iowa State 1. That is hit in the air to left field, but Young is going to make the catch for out number 2.
Looked like it had a little bit off of that little change-up action going there, and she took that to left field.
Well, Sarah Rice steps in. She has a home run in the series.
And she also had a single earlier this game to left field.
Outside, ball 1. Two and 0. That's a strike, 2-1.
It does appear that they do have Paul warming up over there in the bullpen for the Lady Bears.
That one is tapped right back to Canyon. She flips it over to first, and that retires the side. All right, we've played through 4 innings here. It is Baylor 6, Iowa State 1. Sarah Crockett will get her first at bat of the game.
That is number 16, Sarah Crockett.
She's in there, it looks like, for Hull, the first baseman. Hull will be allowed to re-enter if they do choose.
Yeah, she came in yesterday and played a little bit at first base, was 0 for 1 in the game Saturday.
So now everyone has their scorebooks and lineup cards updated. We'll get the first pitch to her.
Inside, ball 1. Katie Johnson started the game. Paris Immels relieved her. Still in the game. That is a lined into right field ball. They're going to actually almost made from Harluck to Spendlove, had a shot at.
Yeah, with those hard hits out to right, there's always a chance that you can, if you can get the ball out of your glove pretty quickly. I think the fact that it bounced once kind of decreased the chance, but it was a good try. One bouncer, hard hit, made it out to outfield pretty quick.
And now we're back to Caitlin Tuman, the top of the Baylor order.
For the Lady Bears. And up to bat, it's the top of the order with number 7, right fielder Caitlin Tuman.
Oh,
Ball
yeah.
one.
Crockett was in for Young. That was my bad on the bookkeeping.
Well, if she hits it on the ground, Tuman's going to be tough to double up.
Yeah.
Outside. Hartman looked down at first and said, "I'm watching you."
Looks like Young entered back in to run. Crockett.
And she
for-
drives that deep, and it is gone. Tuman, a home run for Baylor.
Second of the game.
Third of the series. And Baylor now holds an 8-1 lead.
Here's a look at it again. I was just inside, able to take that and loft it up nice and high and quite far.
Yes, considering I didn't think she got it really on the sweet spot of the bat at all. Kind of muscled it.
Yeah, with lefty batters, as a lefty batter, I always liked it when they were a little higher inside because those were just easy. If you got around on it, if you had the right timing, it's always very easy to take it out right field fence.
Ari Hawkins. 1-0 to Hawkins. That's a strike on the corner. 1-1.
No, they're kind of molded to
2-1.
A little inside on that ball.
is the only one that doesn't have the MLB sign on it. Everybody else does.
3-1.
Yeah, pick a league.
That one is hit foul. We're going to go to a full count, 3-2.
No outs right now for the Cyclones.
Hawkins, versatile player, just a freshman.
We've seen her in multiple roles in this game so far. She's played short, she's played second, and she's been having a pretty good day at the plate too.
Well, she gets on base here via a walk. Now it's going to be Holly Hull again.
First baseman Holly Hall now batting.
Ball one.
Cyclones are definitely going to have to score in this next inning to keep this game alive. Hull has so far drawn 2 walks and has had a hit, so she's doing a nice job. She's really seeing the ball well, and then also working the strike zone quite well to draw the 2 walks. She's also scored twice.
She's 4 for 8 in the series.
Yeah, so that was 6.5
Yep, 1 for 1 on the day with those 2 walks.
3-0. That one's in there. 3-1.
Hull has 33 RBIs on the season, so definitely effective batter for the Baylor Bears.
That one is fouled off. Full count. Nice day. Beautiful softball field here in the Cyclone Sports Complex.
Yeah, the sun has come out. It was a little cloudy earlier, but now it's a gorgeous day.
And it's absolutely beautiful setup here for the Cyclone softball program.
Ooh, called strike.
Yeah, she wanted ball 4 and took a walk and was cut short by the umpire there. That's one gone.
Nice job by Immels.
Claire Hosack now.
Here's a look at that pitch again. Oh, perfectly framed. Nice job by Hartman framing that, and
Sorry, Holly.
she did a nice job trying to act on
Yeah.
that one.
Actually, we're not sorry.
Runner's still on first base.
Ooh, that hit her. So Hosack goes to first base. And Lindsay Hayes will step in, the DH.
That is the second at bat in a row that Hosack has been hit by a pitch. The walks have proven to be deadly for the Cyclones. Looks like she was skimmed on the elbow on that one.
Want to thank Patrick Tarbox of the ISU Athletics Communications Office for his help and his able work with the Cyclone softball program. He was in the office of Athletics Communications for quite some time, and he's quite savant-like in certain aspects of athletics knowledge. That's outside. But he's part of a really good operation that's run by Mike Green.
One and 0 to Hayes right now. Runners on first and second. And a called strike.
1-1. There's one out. She hits a bouncing ball over to short. They get the force, no time for the relay. So Slater to Davison to get the force out. That's 2 outs. Jordan Strickland will step in. Are we going to have a pinch runner? I think we are.
Here's a look at that again. Oh, I think we actually missed the replay. And we do have a pinch runner over at first for Hayes.
Yeah, Christy Lisenby, number 73, and I still want to know how she gets 73.
It's not a common number for softball.
No, it's not.
I feel like there's a story behind that.
It is. There is, I'm sure. I won't send you down to find out right now, but I'm sure there is.
Thanks. I think we're both a little occupied at the moment.
So let's see. That's inside, ball 1. That's outside, ball 2. That misses. 3-0. Runners on first and third, 2 out.
Strickland's 0 for 1 on the day, but she has drawn 2 walks. She'd get nailed in the kneecap earlier.
And that is a 4-ball pass. So the bases are loaded now with 2 out.
Yep, that advances Hayes, who made it to base on a fielder's choice.
So Robin Landreth will be the hitter from the left side of the box for Baylor. Strike 1.
Robin Landreth, number 17. Now third base for the Lady Bears is back.
One and one.
Definitely a key out needed for the Cyclones. You don't want to get down by 8 going into the 5th inning. Never good, and bases are loaded, so definitely a must-do situation for the Cyclones to get it out here.
Hits a tapper back to first base. Immels to Spendlove, and that retires the side. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Baylor 8 and Iowa State 1. All right, back here looks like we are going to have a new pitcher. I think you brought up Liz Paul before that she's going to be back in there. So Whitney Canyon has left the game as the Baylor hurler, and this is Liz Paul. Came into the weekend 3-0 with a 1.98 ERA. And Liana Henry will bat for the Cyclones. Now you have a real Iowa State family.
Yes, I do.
Okay, your parents went there and they both met there.
Yep.
And then your grandmother was a cheerleader?
Yes, and she also helped get Cy as our mascot. She was on one of the committees and groups that chose Cy as our mascot, and then she got to introduce him at his first homecoming.
Is that right?
Yep.
They, Iowa State being in Ames, as that's a bounder to short, and that's going to be a quick play. Strickland to Hull, 1 gone. Now we go to the top of the order with Brittany Gomez, but Iowa State University being in Ames. Ames, for years, was the home of a company named Collegiate Manufacturing, and they made not all, but they made many of the mascots. That's strike 1 to Gomez. Mm-hmm. And Iowa State didn't have a mascot, and that is tapped, and it's foul. So, because the proverbial saying was, well, you can't stuff a cyclone, and thus, finally, the people at Collegiate Manufacturing, and she hits that one and a nice snare at third base, and they get Gomez for out.
That's Landreth.
Number 2.
Landreth, who's come into the game. She was a pinch hitter, and then they kept her in the game for Smith. She's been doing a nice job over there at third.
Here's Sarah Harlock. This senior day game for her is her 100th Cyclone game. That's a strike. So the Collegiate Manufacturing people went together with Red Barron, who was Iowa State's kind of their alumni director, and then yes, a bunch of different people, including students, which included your grandma.
Yep.
And they came up with Cy the Cardinal. But in my travels, as that's a ball for 1 and 2, people would come up to me and go, "Why do you have a cardinal?"
Yep. That's always the fun trivia game you always
That's
play.
popped up. Landreth makes the catch, and that retires the side. All right, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Number 17, Baylor, 8. Iowa State, 1. All right, we're back at the Cyclone Sports Complex. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. Crockett will lead off for the Baylor Bears. This is the bottom of the order. And then we'll be back to Caitlin Tooman, the leadoff hitter for the Lady Bears. All right, tell us your senior day story.
Okay, it's senior day here at Iowa State, and always reminds you of mine. I got hit by a pitch and sent to the
This
hospital.
was in high school, right?
Yep, in
Des
high
Moines
school.
Roosevelt.
Yep, I got hit by a pitch, high inside, my home run pitch. I turned on it a little too much and fractured my arm. So worst senior day ever.
Yeah, that's not a good one. That's not good.
No, worst one ever. So luckily these seniors are having a little bit better one than me.
Yeah, 1-0.
And this is the pitcher Liz Paul up to bat.
2-0. Swings and fouls that off, 2-1. She drives that one into center, but Gomez is there to make the play.
Didn't really have to move very much, Gomez, on that play. It was right
Nope.
to her.
So that's one out, and here's Justine Young.
Center fielder Justine Young now batting.
Took a run at it, strike one.
Young is 0 for 2 on the day. Her score sheet looks like the classic slapper with 6-3 outs, so she's gone right to shortstop both times.
1-1, one out, top of the 6th. Two and one. Baylor, 8 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Iowa State, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Bulldogs will be back at home for their final home game of the season Tuesday against Drake. Like that one, strike 2. I've seen a couple kids going around with lightsabers.
Why didn't we get one of those, Tom?
I'll pass. Okay, that's inside. So it's a full count. My kids are too old. If, when they were little, that would have been great. Now I'd come home and the 16-year-old go, "Really, Dad?"
I was meaning for you. It'd be good around the office.
That's a tapper back to Immels to spend love. And that is the second out of this inning. So who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Well, I did go as Princess Leia for Halloween when I was 6, so that
There you
should say a
go.
lot.
There you go.
My brother was Luke Skywalker, and my dad was Darth Vader. So
Really?
we had the complete set there for Halloween that year.
I like Lando Calrissian.
Just because of the name or just in general?
No, the actor.
Got it. Back to the top of the lineup with Tooman here. She had a good last at bat. She had a home run, 2-run home run. Two and 0 to the right fielder. She's also had some good catches out in right field, so I could chalk this up for a good day for Tooman.
3-0. 2 out. That's ball 4. And Ari Hawkins will step in now from the left side of the box. Well, the left side if you're behind the catcher.
There we go. It's all about perspective.
It is. Everything is relative. That's a strike. 0-1. The wind is definitely blowing in here now from left field.
You can kind of see it when we go from our center field cam. And there's a look at the flags.
That one is hit off the hands. And Slater catches the pop-up, and that retires the side. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 6th. It is number 17, Baylor 8, Iowa State 1. All right, we're back here, Cyclone Sports Complex, and the ISU shortstop.
Your Iowa State Cyclones up with number 9, shortstop Lexi Slater. Rachel Hartman.
Lexi Slater stepping in. 1-0.
It's a little low to Slater there.
Yeah, Billy D. Williams played Lando Calrissian. That one is hit in center field. And snaring it for the Lady Bears is Cargill. Got it on the run. Potential extra base hit there. It's taken away from Iowa State and ends up being the first out.
That was a nice snag. She tracked that real well. Had to stretch out a little bit.
Rachel Hartman is the batter now for the Cyclones, and she takes ball 1.
Looks like that's actually Young back out in center field.
There's a drive, and it is over the head of the left fielder. And Hartman is on second with a double.
Nice hit by Hartman, just over the head of number 73.
Christy Lisenby.
Now up to bat is number 23, designated hitter, Allie Gabbert.
Allie Kappert, the hitter. Fouls one off for strike 1.
Nice work by both teams' outfields today. They've all had some pretty stellar catches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's outside. We've seen all 3 pitchers for Baylor during this series. Whitney Canyon, Heather Stearns, Liz Paul. Swung and missed there.
Capper was
1 and 2.
really liking that off speed. Woo! That is what my old coach would have called taking a hack. She was in there and ready to go.
That one is driven but foul.
Way to fend off there with 2 strikes. Nice job by Kappert. You see her squared around with the bat in the zone. Definitely helps her with her quick hands. She brings the bat back and is ready to swing.
That's a ball. 2 and 2. Swung and missed. Strike 3. 2 gone. Here's Spenlove.
Now batting for Iowa State, first baseman Jordan Spinwell.
Driven foul. 0 and 1.
Cyclones look to be a little early right now on Paul. I think she's got a little less speed than Canyon.
Yeah, it's 1 and 1. That's outside. 2 and 1. Baylor overall is a staff leading the league.
It's an impressive bunch that really, I think they balance each other out. Canyon's got a little more speed, and Paul's doing a nice job placing the ball in the zone that's beating the Cyclone hitters.
2 and 2. That one's up. It's 3 and 2. 2 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
Cyclones currently have a runner on second. Hartman had a nice hit.
Outside, and now they have runners, the Cyclones do, on first and second. And Sarah Davison comes to the plate for ISU.
Number 6, second baseman Sarah Davison. Now up.
She hits that, but it will not drop in, and in fact, Tooman catches it to retire the side. All right, we've gone through 6 innings. Number 17, Baylor, 8. Iowa State, 1. 8-1 here as we head to the top of the 7th.
Got first baseman Holly Hull up to bat. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She's trying a couple walks as well, so she's really seeing the ball nicely.
Holly Hall leading things off for Baylor with Riley Brown.
Paris Immels is still in there for ISU. And that's ball 1.
Hey, get it set! Go, Holly! Go on, 6! Oh,
Ball 2.
Hartman did her best to frame that one.
You know, they were talking about rain today, and obviously there was some moisture early in the day, but it's cleared off and is absolutely beautiful.
I know.
Yesterday they were talking about a beautiful day, and by the time we finished, it was spitting rain. 2-1.
Gotta love Iowa weather.
Somebody does. 3-1.
For 4 years. Get it set!
Ball 4.
Holly, get it!
So Baylor gets a walk from Holly Hull.
Number 13, Riley Browder.
Riley Browder making her first appearance in the batter's box for the Bears in this series.
She's in for catcher Claire Hosack.
Come on, 1-3. Hey, you're good, 1-3, you're good.
That's a strike.
Oh, yeah, I short.
Right up the middle, a base hit. And Riley Browder is on. Runners at first and second now. Nobody out.
Christy Lisenby, number 73.
Lisenby, Christy Lisenby.
There's a look at that again. Just right in the gap. Gomez was able to track that down.
Strike 1. Nice ground ball would be great here.
We get a double play. Or at least knock down the lead batter. Lead runner, I mean.
Well, we get a ground ball. Slater to third. Slater to Rice with the force out, and now it is 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Runner was slowed up a little bit. She had to dance to avoid the ball you see here. She makes contact with the ball or gets in the way of Slater's play, then she's automatically out. So she did a nice job avoiding that, but still got out at third base.
Here's Jordan Strickland for the Bears. 1-0.
Get it down, get it down!
So 1 out with runners on first and second with shortstop Jordan Strickland up to bat.
She hits that one to second. Davison scoops it up to Spend Love, and that is out number 2.
Runners do advance, though, so there are runners on second and third.
This is Robin Landreth.
17. Covering third base for Baylor is now batting.
Landreth hit it right back to Immels at her last at bat.
That one is hit foul, 0-1.
Don't worry, Mark. We got ice for you over here.
Runners going. Outside.
2 outs here. It's crucial for the Cyclones to get an out, keep it on the infield, get the force out at first, or a fly ball.
That one is hit foul, 1-2.
Landreth is definitely a little bit early right now on Immels. She's really cranking everything into her own dugout.
Outside, 2-2. She hits that one in the air and high, looks playable, and Harlock makes the catch, and that retires the side. All right, a lot of work to do as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Number 17, Baylor 8, Iowa State 1. See the Iowa State dugout there as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Iowa State down to its last 3 outs. Sarah Rice leads off. Paul delivers, strike 1. Popped up behind the plate.
Rice is 1 for 2 today. She had a nice hit out to left field in the 2nd inning.
That's high. That one is hit high on the edge of the infield. And it is misplayed by Landreth. Then an errant throw to second. And so going all the way to third base is Rice.
Nice job taking advantage of the high fly ball. Gave her time to make her way over to second.
Well, the windy Iowa weather has made several balls in this series difficult.
Yeah, you see how high that hung up there. She had a lot of time to try and get under it, and it made it hard to both see and guess where it was going to come down.
Okay, we're going to have a change here.
Looks like it's going to be a pinch runner for Rice.
Liana Henry will be stepping in. One of the 5 seniors honored this morning on Senior Day. It's not the last home game, however. Drake will be in town on Tuesday for a 4 o'clock matchup. That one's fouled off. 0-1.
You got Reese in there at third running for Rice.
Hits that one foul. 0-2. Bouncing ball to short. Fielded by Strickland.
Dropped
and
it
another
first.
misplay by Baylor, which allows Reese to come home and score to make it 8-2. Henry will be on first.
here's a look at that again. Bouncer, nice field, nice throw. Throw just died a little bit for Hall. She kind of misread that. Always hard as a first baseman to read how the ball's coming sometimes.
That's a strike here to Brittany Gomez. That's hit foul. 0-2. Nobody out here.
That was good.
That one is tapped, but it's going to be caught by Strickland for out number 1. Sarah Harlock.
Now stepping up for Iowa State, number 21, right fielder Sarah Harlock.
Nice hit by Harlock up the third baseline. Gomez is getting the sign from coach at third, and she's going to score. And Harlock's able to stretch it all the way out to third. Good thing we had those speedsters on base. There was no stopping Gomez. She was ready to take that extra base, and Harlock followed suit.
Good call out of you. So on third base now is Harlock. We're going to have a little conference on the mound as it's now 8-3. Lexi Slater, Cyclone shortstop, will be stepping in. She has power. 7 home runs. Aren't many shortstops with 7 home runs. That's a strike, 0-1.
Slater's in a good situation. She could get an RBI here. She just puts the ball in play.
Okay, that's high. 1-1. Tapped right back to the pitcher. Throw to first, and that's out number 2, so the Cyclones are down to their last out here.
Ball wasn't hard enough hit for Harlock to score from third.
Watching this live event on Cyclones.tv. Tail end of a great year for Cyclones TV. But that's right back to the pitcher. The throw to first, and that will be the ball game. Number 17, Baylor, holds Iowa State off. The Cyclones put up 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning, but eventually prevail here. Number 17, Baylor, 8. Iowa State, 3. We'll have an interview coming up shortly with Stacy Gemeinhart-Sessler. Want to remind you that Iowa State is at home on Tuesday against Drake at 4 o'clock here at the Cyclone Sports Complex before heading on for a 3-game Big 12 trip to Lawrence, Kansas to play the Jayhawks. After the coach interview today, we will show you the taped senior festivities as we honored Sarah Davison, Sarah Harlock, Liana Henry, Haley Linzine, and Sarah Rice today. And we want to thank you for watching Cyclone Softball on Cyclones.tv. For Sarah Ramunt, I'm Tom Crochelle. An interview shortly.
The St. Louis native has been a difference maker for the Cyclones from day one, as she set the Iowa State freshman records for the most walks in a season with 24 and on-base percentage of .408. That discipline has continued throughout her career, and she will conclude her Iowa State career as the program's all-time walks leader, coming into today's game with 83, and her .373 career on-base percentage is 8th in ISU history. She has become the second player in school history to score 100 career runs, and she sits just 3 hits shy of becoming the 9th Cyclone with 150 hits in her career. Iowa State has also been grateful for the versatility of their number 6, and that she has shown across her career, with Davison playing at second base, shortstop, and catcher during her ISU tenure. She also has been one of Iowa State's leaders in the classroom, being named to the academic All-Big 12 first team the past 2 seasons. She will graduate next week with a degree in kinesiology. Joining Davison today are her parents, Hugh and Peggy Davison. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Davison. Her time at Iowa State was only 2 seasons long, but Sarah Harlock has made her impact on the Iowa State program. Known to her teammates as Canada, the Alberta native has secured her place in the ISU record books with her speed. Her 2013 total of 26 stolen bases ranks second in Iowa State history as Harlock helped the Cyclones set a program record with 89 steals last season. Harlock's 37 career steals ranks 5th in Iowa State history. Her performance in Iowa State's home sweep of Oklahoma State in 2013 earned Harlock Big 12 Player of the Week honors. Coming into the game today, Harlock has a career batting average of .325, which ranks 6th in Iowa State history. Harlock will play in her 100th career game as a Cyclone here today. She will graduate next week with a degree in marketing. Joining Harlock today are her parents, Roger and Brenda Harlock. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Harlock. Many obstacles have been thrown at Leanna Henry in her senior season, but she has continued to overcome multiple injuries to get back on the field for the Cyclones this season. Henry has improved her hitting tremendously in 2014. She has 3 three-hit games in her 2 seasons as a Cyclone. All 3 have come this season. Henry has recorded 3 2 RBI games in her career, and all have come this season, and 2 of the 3 in this weekend series against Baylor. She has 4 stolen bases in 2 years, all 4 coming in 2014. Henry comes into today's game having played for Iowa State 58 times, 37 times as a starter. She will graduate next week with a degree in liberal studies. She is joined today by her parents, Walter Henry and Sherry Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, Leanna Henry. With her senior season cut short by injury, Hallie Lenzine has found other ways to help out the Cyclones. Joining ISU as a junior college transfer in 2013, Lenzine made 34 starts last season while playing in 39 games. She recorded 2 doubles while posting 11 RBIs and only committing 2 errors with a .984 fielding percentage behind the plate and catching 14 runners attempting to steal a base. Lenzine is majoring in agronomy. She is joined today by her parents, Joe Steinbach and Shelley Lenzine. Ladies and gentlemen, Hallie Lenzine. Sarah Rice was one of the breakout performers for Iowa State in her senior season. Coming into the 2014 season, Rice was a career .164 hitter with 6 runs, 25 hits, 6 extra base hits, and 33 total bases to her name in her career. In her senior season, Rice has a .234 batting average with 29 hits, 8 extra base hits, including 3 home runs, 29 RBIs, and 43 total bases while starting in 46 games for the Cyclones. Rice posted 3 RBIs in a game twice this season, and her 5 multi-hit games is 2 more than she had in her first 3 seasons as a Cyclone. Rice has also stepped in for the Cyclones in a time of need by heading to the circle pitching, something that she had not done since she was a sophomore in high school. Rice has played for ISU 120 times, making 104 starts. She's an elementary education major. Joining Rice today are her parents, Jeff Rice and Vicki DeVore. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Rice. Thank you, Cyclone seniors, for your contributions to the Iowa State program over the last 4 years. Let's have one more big round of applause for our 2014 senior class members.